everyone. So in our last lecture we have seen that how we can generate different kind of shape files and we can trace the different tectono-geomorphological features using those shape files. So in today's lab we will see that how we can generate our map in a JPEG, PNG or TIFF format with the help of print layout manager. So in this lecture we will see I will also give a demonstration how a detailed tectono-geomorphological map looks like. So I will show you a map which we have prepared for our research. So here you can see that this was the map, or this was the digitization we have we prepared in our last lab. So here we have traced the different level of terraces, the river system, alluvial fan surface and the fault. So in this lecture we will also give a demonstration that how you can use these vectors files or vector layer to do more precise or enhance your vector layers. So here you can see that this is the two vector shape files, and you can you can see the boundary line clearly here. So you have to dissolve this line or you have to remove this line. So that you can do simply using your symbology options. So when you will go to your symbology, and from here when you will click on simple fill. So here you can see this stroke color. So this stroke color is basically your boundary color or the boundary lines. So either you can simply choose no fill option, or the another way to dissolve your boundary or remove your boundary from different shape files is to use the dissolve option with the that you will find in the vector layer. So here the first way to dissolve your boundary or remove the boundary is that you choose the stroke color as no color. So simply you can choose this as a So simply you can choose this stroke line from the solid line to no pen option, and when you will choose this no pen option, so all the stroke line will be removed from your layer. So here you can see earlier you when you it was on the solid line. So at that time you can see the boundary of the different shape files, and if you change it from solid line to no pen, then this layer will gone. So this is one way to remove the stroke or the boundary of different shape files. Similarly, you can remove this stroke line for the alluvial fan surfaces and also for the terraces. So that you can do simply going to the symbology option. The another way is to that when you have created multiple shape files or multiple ID for the your particular layer. For example, in the case of river, I have drawn the multiple unit or ID for the single layer. So that you can simply dissolve with the going to this vector layer from the geoprocessing tool. So you can use this dissolve option, and when you will choose this dissolve option, you can choose which layer you want to dissolve. So that simply all the layers which you have created for that particular layer, so that shape files will be dissolved, and that will generate a single shape file. So that is another way to dissolve or remove your stroke lines or dissolve multiple shape files into a single shape file. So that you can do with simply with using this dissolve plugin. So when you will run, so here you can see a new shape file or a new layer will generate, and in this new layer when you will go to your attribute table, here you will see only one ID. But in the earlier case in your raw layer in river, here you can see two ID or two layer was present on your previous layer, and but when you dissolve your layer, here you can see this two shapefile has been generated or dissolved in a single shapefile. So, this is the another way with using this dissolve option, you can simply dissolve multiple layer or multiple shapefile into a single layer. So, this type of features you can use, or you can explore this vector layer, because the shapefiles which you have generated, these are all in a vector layer. So, you can use or you can explore this vector options. So, this all vector of with the using these vector options, you can you would be able to do multiple things. For example, you can also use this clipping, the dissolving, this intersection or the union. So, based on your interest, you can explore all these options, or you can more precisely you would be able to draw or digitize your map. So, you can explore these options. So, the another so now I will show you that a detailed map which we have generated for our research. So, I will show you the detailed tectono-geomorphic map of the same region, and that map we have prepared with the help of Anacliffe on the QGIS only, and in that map we have traced the all the fluvial systems or the rivers, the river terraces, alluvial fan surfaces, and the we have also marked the lithology for the area. The lithology part you can simply use the GSI map, where they have map all the lithology for the Himalaya. So, you can simply use their map. First you have to digitize their map, or you have to georeference their map first, and when you georeference their map, the GSI map, and then you have to simply extract information by the digitization process. So, you can simply mark your all the lithology on your respective area. So, for this lab I will show you that how we have used the GSI atlas map, and we have georeferenced that map, and then we have marked the lithology for this particular area. For example, in this area, as I already mentioned you that this portion is the your sub Himalaya, and this portion is your lesser Himalaya. The tectonic boundary between the sub Himalaya and lesser Himalaya is your main boundary thrust. So, that is MBT, and the tectonic boundary between the your Indo-Gangetic plain and the sub Himalaya is the Himalayan frontal thrust. So, this lithology, the sub Himalaya, the lesser Himalaya, we have marked from the GSI atlas map. So, now I will show you the map. So, this is the map which we have prepared for our research. This map is also from the same region. So, here you can see the Haldwani, the Chorgalia. So, this to prepare this map, we have used total 10 Cartosat 1 scenes. So, we have basically used the 10 Anacliffe for this region, and we have prepared the Anacliffe on the NV software, and then we digitize the and we georeference that those Anacliffes, and then we digitize the different tectono-geomorphological features, and we prepare this map. So, here you can see on the layer panel. So, you would be able to see that this is the fault. So, when I disable this fault, here you can see this is the fault. So, in fault also we have categorized fault as a fault scarp, inferred active fault, or inferred strike slip fault. So, based on your location, you can categorize different fault, or you can trace a fault from your region, and you can use different symbology, that is symbology you would be able to get from the symbology option. So, you can assign different symbology for different structural features. So, that you can do, and then you can see the river, the contour lines. So, this contour line you can simply get from the DEM. So, first you have to download the DEM data, and then that DEM data you can import on your QGIS, and from going to the raster and extraction option you will get a contour option. So, with using this contour option you will get a panel, and here you have to assign the your DEM. So, first you have to import the DEM here, and then you can assign the interval. So, this is the your contour interval. So, by default it is set on 10 centimeter. You can change it to based on your interest, you can change this number, and you can change this number, and when you will run this plugin, so your contour will be generated. So, this contour we have generated with the help of SRTM data. You can also use the Cartosat1 data. If you have the Cartosat data, you can use that data. The Cartosat data is a high spatial resolution of 2.5 meters. So, you will get the contour line with very high resolution of contour lines. So, that you can extract from the Cartosat data. You can also use the SRTM data, that is the freely available DEM. You can download from the Earth Explorer website USGS, and you can extract the SRTM from the contour line from the SRTM data. So, that you can generate. So, here the another geomorphic feature is the terraces. Here you can see we have traced almost we have identified the 6 to 7 level of fluvial river terraces. So, we have identified those terraces, and we have traced all these terraces, then the fan surface, and then the lithology. Obviously, this lithology is we have traced from the GSI Atlas map. So, here you can see the Lesser Himalaya, Sub Himalaya, and Indo-Gangetic plain. So, such type of map you can prepare by tracing all your tectono-geomorphological features with the help of Cartosat1 stereo pair data. So, once you finalize or you completed the tracing part, then you can use this all these features or all these vector files to generate a map in a JPEG, PNG, or TIFF format. Based on your interest, you can export any of this on any of this format. So, to generate the map, you have to go to the print layout manager. So, here you would see the a new print layout, and when you click this print layout, you will see a new window will open, and in this window here you can see few options, and with the using these options you would be able to get your data over here. So, to get your data over here, you have to simply go to the add map, and from this add map here you can see a plus symbol you can see on your screen, and when you click on your left key with the help of your mouse, and you have to drag. So, when you will drag, so whatever information is available on your QGIS, so that those information you will get over here. So, with this option, so here you can see once you click or drag, so all your information you will get from here. So, I will show you again how you can do this. So, you have to first click on this add map option, and once you click on the add map option, you will get a plus symbol. Here you can see a plus symbol on your screen, and you have to start from one corner. It is best if you start from the top left corner. So, put your cursor on the top left corner, and you click on your left button on your mouse, and one click and then drag. So, with this dragging option, you will get all your information which is available on the QGIS. So, that you will get here. So, here you can see all the maps you can see over here. So, this map you can adjust by going to this option. So, here you would see this is your simply move tool. So, when you will get the move tool, so you would be able to move this selection pen, so that you can use that you can do with the using this selection or move item. So, another option is move item content. So, with this option you would be able to move or drag your the file within your map. So, the internal files or the internal features you would be able to drag or move with the this move item content option. So, that you can see over here. So, this with this option you would be able to adjust your map, or which portion of map you want to export, that you can do. You can also zoom in or zoom out your map. So, you have to simply scroll up and down to zoom in and zoom out with the help of control key of your keyboard. So, when you will press your control key and you will drag down with your mouse, so you will get this will zoom out. So, you can adjust your map with the help of this zooming in and zooming out option. So, once you finalize that which portion of map you want to get export, suppose I want to get export of this map for this section only. So, first you adjust your map with the help of this selection and zoom in zoom out option. Once you finalize, then you have to assign certain information for your map. So, you have to assign the north direction, you have to assign the scale, you have to also assign the legends. So, this type of informations you can assign with the help of this layout panel. So, in this layout panel you can see here. So, here you can see any kind of label in the text format that you would be able to assign with this add label. The another option just below of the text label is add legend. So, this legend will you will get the all the information related to shape files. So, the add scale bar and add north arrow. So, with this north arrow, so you will see that another plus sign on your screen, and when you will click and drag this plus sign, so here you can see the north arrow. And if you are not comfortable with this this symbol, you can change this symbol from this SVG image. Here on the right side of your screen, you can see some information or some more available symbols. You can choose any of this symbol based on your interest. So, you can choose any of these symbols. You can also change the color. If you do not like the default color, you can change the color from the fill or SVG parameter option. Here you can change the color. So, here you can see a north symbol is has been added in your map, and then you can also add the scale bar. So, with this scale bar option you can see you can add the scale bar for your map. You can also change the design for this scale bar from this item properties. So, here you can see whether you want to choose keep it as a single box, double box, single middle line take, up line take. So, that you can do by these item properties options. So, the another important thing is to add the latitude longitude in your map, so that you would be able to get from the item properties of your map. When you will go to the item property, here you will see some information, that is your scale related information. So, this map is right now at the this 1,66,000 scale, and the map rotation, if you want to rotate your map, so you can do that. The CRS, you can choose the CRS. So, you can also change the CRS for your map, that you would be able to do from the CRS option. And from this is the map extent. And to get the latitude longitude, you have to go to the grid option. From the grid option, you have to first add a new grid, and once you will click on the plus option, you will see the grid 1, and you have to modify the grid option. So, here you would see that a grid, to add a grid, first you have to assign some criteria about the grid, and those criteria will apply to assign the latitude longitude on your map. So, first you have here you can see the appearance. So, what type of appearance you want in your grid boundary, whether it would be solid, cross, marker, or frame and annotation only. So, I would choose the frame and annotation only, and the CRS you can choose the WGS 84 map unit. So here you have to give the map unit, so that you have to assign. So at what interval you want your latitude longitude on your map, so that you can choose from the interval panel. And the frame type, what type of frame you want, whether it is Jabra, interior tick only, exterior tick, interior exterior board tick, line border only. So that you can choose from the frame option. So here you can see when I choose the Jabra, so you will see such type of frame for your coordinates. And if you simply choose the interior exterior tick, so here you can see the single tick for up and down both. You can also choose the exterior tick or interior tick. So you some few options are available over here on the frame panel, so you can choose any of these options. So you can also modify or adjust the frame size, the width of the frame. So you can see here you can choose the width of the frame, so that you can do with the help of this frame size. So frame margin, you can also keep some margin for the for your frame, that you can do from here. And then just below this frame option, here you would see the draw coordinate option. So with this draw coordinate option, this map you would assign the coordinate. So here you can see the coordinate. So this coordinate format also you can choose from this format option, whether you want to keep it for decimal, decimal with suffix, degree, minute, degree, minute with suffix. So you can choose any of these options, so that you can do and you can also do some kind of modification with the alignment of this latitude and longitude. So for example, here you can see this left and right side of your longitude is in the horizontal direction, so that you can change from the vertical ascending, so that it will assign your coordinate in a vertical direction. So same thing you can do for the right side also. So here now you can see, if you want to change the interval for this coordinate, so that you can you can do from here. So you simply keep it change the coordinate interval. So here you can see this, with the help of this interval you would be able to change the coordinate. And now the another option is, you can also change the font for this the coordinate label, so that you can change it from here. So this from here you can change the font type or the style, whether it is you want to keep it for regular or bold, and the size of the font. So this you can change from here. So this will increase your font size and font labels, so that you can do from here. And the another option is the coordinate precision, so that you can see over here it is 29 degree 0 minute and 000 seconds. So that precision you can choose from here, you can change it based on your interest. So you would be able to change the coordinate precision from here. So once you are done with this coordinate option, so you can also now you have to assign the legend for your map, so that you can do from the add legend option. So here on the left side of your panel, layout panel, you can see the one option is the add legend option. So once you click on the add legend option, a plus symbol you can see on your screen. So when you will click and drag on your screen, so all the legend which is available for your layer panel on your QGIS main window, so you will get all the label from all the label on your screen. So this label you have to modify, so that you can do from the item property on the right side of your screen. So here you can see, now by default it is on the auto update option is enabled. So you have to first close this auto option, because if you are keeping it in auto update option, so it will automatically update, and it will automatically bring all the legend which are available for all your layers. So because we have selected the our map for a particular region, and we want we want information only which are available on our map. So those information I want in our legend options, so that I will choose. So for that you have to keep it keep this auto update disable mode, and then you would be able to remove or add the your legend features or your this vector layers. So for example, I don't want this stream or this fault, so that you can remove simply from this option, remove selected item from legend. So that you can do. So here you can see your stream and fault is removed from the layer. So another thing, you can remove this sandbar. So and you have to also remove this option, because these are all the files which all the Anacliffe file, raster file, which we have used to generate this map. So I don't want this this information in my legend, so I have to remove this information. So that I can do by selecting this information. So here you can see the so here another in the locations to field location I have to remove. Then now here you can see the information which I can see on my legend is location, faults, information regarding the faults, terraces, alluvial fan surface, and lithology. So I want only this information for my legend. So now you have to adjust and modify this legend for generation of your map. So that first you choose your all the legend information, then you can simply adjust all your legend in a order. So that you can do by dragging your layers. So for example, I want to keep these terraces at the top of the legend. So I can simply do that by the dragging option. So and then I want my alluvial fan surface just below the terraces. So you can do by the dragging option, or you can simply click any of the layer, and then you can use this up and down arrow. So if you want to keep your lithology at the top, so you first choose this layer and then you click on the up option. So this will keep the your layer on the top, and then I want to keep the stream just below the lithology, and then the location I want to keep it at the bottom. So here you can see the terraces, alluvial fan surface, lithology, stream, fault, location, and the contour line. So you can modify, you can do this kind of modification with the help of this panel, the item properties panel. And then you can also use this font and text formatting if you want to change the font size or the text size for different legends, so that you can do with the help of this font and text formatting. So and the another option is the column. If you want to keep this panel into two column, for example, right now it is in a single column. So if you want here you can see your legend is covering most of the your map. So I want to keep it into two columns, so that will give a good representation of my map. So I will keep it as a two column. So once you keep it as a two column, here you can see some of the information has been shifted on the right side of your legend panel. If you keep it as a three panel, so here you can see this panel, you can you can keep it as a 3 or 4 according to your map size. You have to adjust this legend panel, and you have to do the modification on this legend panel, and the to get a position on your map. So that you can do with the help of this item property. You can use the you can change the font, text formatting, you can use the column. If you want to rotate or rotate your position and size, so that you can do with the help of this rotation. and the another option is the frame. If you want to keep a color for your frame, so here you can see you can give a color for the outline of your legend. So here by default it is on the black color. So here you can on the legend panel you can see that the outside boundary of the legend panel is a black. So that information or that information you can assign from with the help of this item property on the right side of your panel. So you can also assign a background. So here you can see the background is enabled and by default it is on the black color. You can also change this black color to any of the color which you want to choose for your legend panel, so that you would be able to select from the background color option. So you can do that, and once you finish with all these modification or all the information you have assigned on your map, you did all the adjustment. So once you done with this information or you done with this exercise, so I can also shift this or I can keep this lithology just below the fault. So that would that might help to. So once you finalize with all your modification and adding the feature on your map, so when you done with this features, so you can simply export your map by going to the layout option. On the layout option you would see some of features or options are available. Here you would see the export as a image, export as a SVG file, or export as a PDF format. So you can if you want to generate your map in PNG or JPEG format, you can simply go to the export as a image option, and here you can assign the directory for your map. And once you assign the directory, you can choose in which format you want to export your map. So here you can see few options are available. So the famous option is the PNG or JPEG or TIFF format. So you can choose this format and you can save, and once you save it will ask you to at the export resolution. So you can change this resolution. Right now by default it is on the 300 dpi. So if you want to get your image at high resolution, so that you can change from here. And once you selected the resolution, so now your map will be exported. So you can go to your directory, and on your directory your map is exported. So here a pop-up will come up and it will show you that the map is exported, and that map you can see by going to the your directory. So here you can see this was the map which we have exported. So similarly you can use this mapping tools or with the help of different satellite data. You can use the digitization different digitization tool, and you can digitize the different tectono-geomorphological features, and you can prepare a detailed map for your use. So we have given a demonstration to the different mapping tool on the QGIS. So and with the help of these mapping tools, we have shown you that how you can digitize the Cartosat1 data, and we have also gave a demonstration to how you can export the map in different format. So thank you. We will stop here, and in next lecture we will explain you a new lab on the extraction of different drainage patterns and different basins with the help of digital elevation model. So in next lab we will give you the demonstration on the extraction of drainage pattern and basin. Thank you.